You
That
know
is
what you're
fact.
doing, Eamon? You're showing everybody that you haven't even read the Social Security report.
I did.
Really? Then tell me what they say benefits will be if I'm 40.
I'm not going to read it verbatim for you, dude.
Oh,
I'm
you
telling
know,
you,
there's
the
one
math
number
works out.
that is important, 80%. If the government does nothing, a 40-year-old who retires at full retirement will get 80% of benefits. If we do nothing. Now, you don't understand what I'm saying because you don't know what you're talking about.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So I have a really good debate to show you. This is about Social Security, and this is the Majority Report, Sam Sater's channel, YouTube channel. So go over there and check him out. But I'm going to show you a part of the actual full debate. I can't show you the full debate. It's like 30 minutes. But this is a great part because this is really focusing in on how much information the average person knows about Social Security. There was a video that I did about a month ago where I was talking about Representative Donalds kind of misleading the public by saying he was being interviewed. I believe he was on MSNBC, and he said something to the effect that Social Security will be insolvent. And then they went back and forth and said, no, it won't be insolvent. It will be insolvent. He stuck to his guns and said, no, Social Security will be insolvent. And I pushed back on that, and I did a video about it, just talking about the insolvency and how some politicians will say that Social Security will be insolvent, but really they're talking about the trust fund. The trust fund will be insolvent. The trust fund will no longer have money, but Social Security will still have some money. And so that's very important for us to understand, because if we don't know that and we think, oh, well, Social Security is going bankrupt and there will be no money in Social Security, then guess what? You're going to think about, okay, well, we need to do something else. We need to get rid of Social Security because there'll be no money left in Social Security. And so this is a perfect debate here, because that's what they're talking about, at least this part of the debate. That's what they were talking about. And then it comes out in this debate, one of the people who's debating doesn't know about how much money will be left over once the trust fund run out of money. So that's what we're going to focus on in this video. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification and clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. Now, for sake of time, I can't show you everything, and so I couldn't show you the beginning, what actually brought this debate on. So there was an Instagram post that went to Sam Sater, and Sam Sater said, well, you should come on my show and we can debate this, and that's how they got to the point to where they are. So let's go ahead and play the clip. Here we go.
Let's go through this one by one.
Yeah.
You say I said it eliminated the risk of poverty. No, I think what I said was at the time it got 2/3 of our elderly out of poverty. And I think right now you'll find that like somewhere around 30, I think the numbers are 30% of people would be in poverty. Never mind, living close to poverty. The rest would be not the rest, but a huge another cohort would be very close. But at least 30% would be living in poverty were it not for Social Security. Do you have a problem with that fact, or you just don't think it's important?
No one has a problem with people not living in poverty, which I think is the argument that usually is used against Republicans, like they're heartless or whatever. The fact is, this program was never designed to operate into the future this way.
Well, wait. Let's just, we're going to get to there, because I got the average life expectancy and et cetera, and population decline. And but I just, in terms of like, you brought up that you said it, I said it eliminates the risk of poverty. It doesn't eliminate it, but it does actually eliminate the risk of poverty for all but 9%. It eliminates the risk of poverty. But it directly keeps at least 30% out of poverty. You accept that fact, correct? Or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
totally.
You don't have an issue with that.
Nobody has an issue with that.
Okay. So we can agree that at the very least, it keeps 30% of elderly out of poverty. It's about another 30% that it keeps just living above, poverty. And I think you would also agree In addition, that diminishes pressure on people's kids to worry about their parents and helps them in terms of their wealth or wealth, essentially. I mean, so are we in agreement on that?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move to average life expectancy. Now, you say the government didn't realize that life expectancy would grow, even though, I mean, that, I don't know why you make that assumption. They had actuarial tables at the time. They knew that life expectancy had grown from 1900 to 1940. What's the point about, just let's go with life expectancy?
Okay, so at the time, it's easy to pass legislation like this when you don't factor in what's going to happen over time. And you can say they have actuarial tables, but we know how congressmen and senators are. They're not factoring that in. It's about the near future instead of the long-term future. And so that's why we have the problem now. It's because the math isn't going to work out for the way the population is.
What is the problem? What is the problem now?
There aren't enough workers, and there are way more people retired than this program can support. And we know this. The calculations are very clear.
Okay.
It's just a math problem.
Okay. It's a math problem. All right. Well, first off, let's just start with what's the problem? In other words, you're saying that we have a problem because the worker to retiree ratio, and we'll get to that. But what is the problem that you're saying? What is, when you say there's a problem, I get that you're talking about worker to employee ratio, and we can discuss that. It certainly has changed. What is the problem, though? Does that make Social Security bad, or are you trying to argue that it's not sustainable?
I'm not saying it's bad. It's not sustainable.
Okay.
That's the argument I'm making. And giving people the false sense that this is something that they can rely on into the future is going to set people up for failure. Okay. And I think it's important to tell people now that probably anyone under 40
are you aware
probably
of,
shouldn't expect it the same way.
Okay.
Okay, so this is where I was talking about, if you feel that Social Security will not be there for you. Let's say you're 40 years old right now and you're thinking about, well, will I have any money for Social Security? If you're thinking that, and you think that it's going bankrupt because you've heard politicians say that, and that's just the way that you feel about it now, guess what? That's going to change the way that you think about how to move forward with Social Security. Because if you think it's not going to be there for you, then you're going to say, do away with it. I don't want to pay into the payroll tax anymore. I don't want to have anything to do with Social Security. I'll invest on my own, which I would recommend you should invest on your own anyway, and then have a 401k investment, some type of retirement plan. However, if you're looking at Social Security thinking it will not be there for you, then you're going to say, let's get rid of it. And that's what politicians aren't telling you. And he led him into this. Now we're gonna hear his response, and then you'll see kind of how this unravels. Here we go.
What should they expect? If I'm under 40 and the U.S. government does nothing, what should they expect in terms of benefits?
They have to start planning now.
No.
And also, I
know they have to start planning now. What should they expect in terms of benefits from Social Security?
I think to be safe, they should expect to not have the same sort of Social Security benefits that their parents.
What do you mean by same sort of? We know exactly what the number is. I mean, surely if you're wait.
We know it's actually going to go into debt.
Amen. You're on Twitter saying, what was the first part of that? I'm a fucking idiot because I don't understand about Social Security. Now you tell me.
You're giving people the false impression that this is a program that can work.
You tell us the true impression. You tell us the true impression. How much, if I'm 40 today and the U.S. government does nothing to reform Social Security taxes, let's say, or cut, they do nothing, how much can I expect? And at what age can I expect it? You're the genius on this. You tell me.
It depends on the age that they are and how much they're saving.
They're 40 years old. 40 years old. They're going for Social Security. How much of their benefits can they expect when they retire? And at what age is full retirement for a 40-year-old today?
To be safe.
No, don't say be safe. Just tell me if they do nothing.
We're making predictions about the future, dude. We're making predictions about the future. I'm telling you, the math says it will become insolvent. It will become insolvent.
You're saying that Social Security will be insolvent. They will get zero benefits if they retire.
There is a possibility of that.
There is a possibility of that?
Possibility of that.
Are you including that possibility that a massive meteor hits the planet and we all die? Or have you not even looked at the Social Security report that will tell you the math is the
government can always print more money. The government can always print more money.
No. That's what
they
don't have to
print. You're asking me to predict what the government's going to do.
No.
You're saying doing exactly nothing. No. They will become insolvent.
You know what you're doing, Eamon? You're showing everybody that you haven't even read the Social Security report.
I did.
Really? Then tell me what they say benefits will be if I'm 40.
I'm not going to read it verbatim for you, dude.
Oh,
I'm telling you.
There's one number that is important, 80%. If the government does nothing, a 40-year-old who retires at full retirement will get 80% of benefits. If we do nothing. Now, you don't understand what I'm saying because you don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so you saw that was pretty heated. I will post a link, like I said, so you guys can check this out. It'll be in the comment section. It'll be pinned to the very top, but you'll be able to hear the whole debate because they did talk about some other things as well. But I wanted to focus mainly on that because this is a big misconception that a lot of people have that Social Security will be insolvent. And the reason why they have this misconception is because of politicians. Politicians will say that Social Security is going bankrupt. Social Security will be insolvent. And so people are repeating that, but they're not doing the research. They're not looking into this to know that, no, Social Security is not going to be insolvent. There will be cuts. There will be cuts to Social Security of about 20%. They're saying between 23 and 25% is what they're saying right now. And so that will happen. However, Social Security will still be there. And so if you are planning right now for retirement and you're thinking, well, Social Security is not going to be there for me, I'm not going to have any money from Social Security. For one, that's just not true. Now, your strategy, and I would agree, at least with the caller when he's talking about strategy and how you should be investing and setting yourself up in different retirements and things like that. He talks a little bit about that. He talked about it a little bit more later. I agree with that. You should be doing that because you can't rely solely on Social Security. And economists say that no more than 40% of your retirement should be Social Security. So we know it shouldn't be supplementing you 100%. However, 40% is a large chunk. If you have $1,000 and $400 of that is taken away from you, that's a big deal. And so if someone's looking into this and they're trying to figure out, okay, what should we do with Social Security? If you know that 80% will still be there for you, then you're probably, I think most people would say, well, if it's 80%, what can I do to make it 100% again? Most people say, okay, just tax me a little bit more because you don't want to scrap the whole thing. You've been working for, let's say 20 years. Let's say you're 40 years old now. You've been working since you were 20 and you've been paying into Social Security all this time. Are you going to want to just get rid of it? No, you're not going to want to get rid of it. You're going to want to do whatever you can in order to get that 100% that you deserve when you retire. So I just wanted to show you this because this is not, you have a lot of people who think this. A lot of people feel this way when it comes to Social Security. It's going bankrupt. There will be no money left. There'll be no money for me. I hear a lot of people saying that very same thing, but they don't know all the facts. And knowing all the facts will help you make a better decision when it comes to Social Security, and knowing that Social Security will be there for you. You might need to pay a little bit more in taxes or the full retirement age to be raised up and all the different things that politicians are talking about. Just know that they're talking about these things because they know Social Security will be there. They just don't want to see that cut, that 20% cut. So let me know what you guys think down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.